IsReal News. These are the evening headlines for Sunday, March 29th. President Donald Trump is considering a possible ground operation inside Iran to remove roughly 400 kilograms of highly enriched uranium buried at nuclear sites. According to senior officials cited by the Wall Street Journal, the mission would be complex, dangerous, and could take days or longer. Trump also tells the Financial Times he wants Iran's oil and says he may seek control of the strategic Kharg Island terminal, known as Iran's oil island. At the same time, he says indirect talks with Iran through Pakistani intermediaries are progressing well, but military pressure is continuing across the region. The Israeli Air Force says it intercepted 2 drones launched from Yemen toward Eilat. Additional missiles were fired from Iran toward the Negev, after earlier impacts in Beersheba and Negev. In Jerusalem, an Iranian missile was intercepted, disrupting activity in the capital, including a Knesset session. In the south, alerts sounded around the Dead Sea and across many communities in the Negev. In Beersheba, officials reported 20 impact scenes from interception debris, including one at Turner Stadium. 11 people were reported lightly hurt. Israel also says it is intensifying its strikes inside Iran. Dozens of fighter jets carried out another wave of attacks on regime infrastructure in Tehran, dropping more than 120 munitions on sites used for research, development, and weapons production. The targets included facilities tied to ballistic missile components, military industries linked to the Revolutionary Guards, and sites used to store and launch ballistic missiles. Iranian reports say a petrochemical plant in Tabriz was struck. In Tehran and nearby Kharg, power outages were reported following the attacks. On the northern front, Israeli forces reached the Litani River after capturing 2 towns overlooking Tyre. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he has ordered the expansion of the existing security zone in southern Lebanon, and says Israel is determined to fundamentally change the situation in the north. There is also a sensitive development in Jerusalem. After an international outcry, Israeli authorities approved a limited prayer arrangement at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Earlier, the Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, Cardinal Pierbattista Pizzaballa, had been prevented from entering to hold the traditional Palm Sunday Mass. Police say the restrictions are due to home front command guidance and concern for public safety at holy sites without proper shelter. Netanyahu says he instructed authorities to give the cardinal full and immediate access to the church, while also saying the cardinal had been asked to avoid holding the Mass there out of concern for his safety. In media developments, Politico removed a controversial cartoon depicting Trump and Netanyahu after criticism that it relied on anti-Semitic imagery and ethnic stereotypes. The outlet says provocative political cartoons are acceptable, but imagery that can reasonably be interpreted as using historically hateful tropes does not meet its standards. Elsewhere in the Gulf, Kuwait says an Indian worker was killed in an Iranian strike on a desalination and power facility, with damage also reported at the site. And new reporting describes tighter internal controls in Iran. Accounts emerging from Tehran say security cameras have been cut in some areas. Regime personnel are removing license plates and wearing masks, and paid demonstrations are being staged to project public support. Other reports describe armed deployments near schools, hospitals, bridges, and roads as the regime braces for possible further attacks. Meanwhile, Israel and the United States are said to be tightening military coordination in case the current diplomatic track with Tehran collapses. At the center of the reported dispute is whether to strike Iran's national infrastructure now or continue giving negotiations more time. Those are the latest headlines from IsReal News.